you see a black man get killed by a cop, you see a white person or Latino get killed by a cop, 9 times out of 10, that cop don't know the social construct of that community. So where they think someone is a gang member or something, and that person is killed by the cops, it's not that the kid was a gang member. He was following the trends, the social trends that they see the rappers, the athletes, and people on TV do. The LA training teaches everybody from the inner cities are criminals. They could be criminals. They could kill you. They're gonna get you. They're all big bad, guys, even if they're children. And so this is the mindset that cops go in with, especially if they're not from the area. We got cops from Arizona, Washington, Northern California, across the country coming here to police in South LA. I don't know how that's beneficial for the people who live here in South LA, but I think that if you're gonna bring a cop from somewhere else, they need to have that social training. And then you stop telling people, telling these cops that everybody from our cities are criminals. That would absolutely help.
Also, a lot of people of color don't want to be cops.
They do want to be cops, actually. They just can't make it, right? Because you fill out the questionnaire to get your security clearance and they say, has anybody in your family ever been to jail or stole something? They check it, automatically disqualified. That's something that we're working with the police department right now, and the police and the sheriff department, because I don't think that's fair.
Okay, so they're disqualifying a whole lot of black folks that want to be cops.
Yeah.
Now, how come there's so many Mexicans on the police force?
Because they lie on the application. I mean, come on, black people, when it comes to like getting a job and it's something that you really want, they're gonna be the honest people ever, and it's just like, dude, but sometimes you have to go ahead and do things that's gonna benefit yourself.
Now, in the wake of the whole George Floyd situation, there's been a call to reform policing.
Yeah.
There seems to be a lot of things that we can correct with policing. One that comes to mind is a cop that is fired for misconduct in one department
Yes.
can get hired in another department.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't know that can go on. And over, I think, 60% of the cops that are fired end up getting rehired somewhere else.
Yeah.
Do you have any reform ideas that would improve policing, not just in LA, but across the country?
I could think of something off the top of my head. Have a central database for police. That would get rid of a lot of those problems.
And the central database would include what?
Oh, all the police would be inside the central database. So if one person gets fired, they get so many complaints and they're fired, they can't get rehired because they're already in the central database.
Yeah, I'm surprised that doesn't exist.
Yeah, they got one for guns. You want to buy a gun, there's a central database for everybody in America who buys guns. You get processed through a central database. The same thing should be cops. Same thing should be with doctors, lawyers, nurses. Turnout. We've been doing a huge push to get new voters and get out the vote. So we have about 400,000 people that are registered to vote now. Hopefully by the election we get 600,000 people that are registered to vote, and hopefully 500,000 of those people actually show up to vote. That would be amazing.
Which age demo, race and age, are supporting you the highest when you look at your polling?
The age group between 28 and 36. Millennials, because young people don't go out to vote. They want to get active, but they don't vote. The senior citizens, we have a lot of them, but a lot of them are dying off because of age. Some of them like Maxine Waters. Some of them are sick of Maxine Waters. They're on the fence, stick to what you know type of thing. But millennials are definitely looking for someone new.
What about mail-in ballots, which start before November 3rd? Are you on those mail-in ballots as well?
Yes, absolutely. We're on everything. I think the biggest issue with mail-in ballots is ensuring that they get back to the county registrar's office.
Mail-in balloting pretty much eliminates voter suppression if you get it in soon enough. Well, I don't even know what your position is on voter suppression.
I mean, everybody has their own ideologies on voter suppression. Everybody, they want you to have IDs. I don't see a problem with having IDs to vote. You're supposed to have that anyway. Not enough voting places, that could be an issue as well. I wouldn't necessarily consider that as suppression. I think the biggest thing is because we have such low voter turnouts, especially in this area, there's no need to put voting places all over the place, especially if you look at the census data, you look at whatever polling data that you have and say, it shows that people in this area don't necessarily vote. So they haven't voted in X amount of years, so what makes you think they're gonna vote this time? We don't need a booth, they're that bad. But I mean, take advantage of the opportunity to vote. Whether it's a mail-in ballot or you got to go to the polls, just vote, period,
Why didn't you go the route of local politics like council member or supervisor, LA County supervisor? Why'd you go straight for a higher national position?
That was a decision that I wanted to do. I have a better feel for federal politics because I was in the military, and it's something that we deal with on a regular basis than, local politics. So, federal. Plus, when you talk about influence, the amount of influence that we need to affect change in our communities is great, and that's something that you can't do in a city council position. We need economic development in our entire community, not just one area over here, one area over here. The entire thing needs to be changed.
Are you concerned about the difficulty it is to get resources for this district and to really start to make change? Because it seems like everything is just in a traffic jam in DC.
Yeah, no, not in the least bit. I mean, if they can do it in San Diego, if they can do it in Texas, if they can do it in all these beautiful cities, then we can do it here in LA. You just have to want to do it. You can't be distracted by the perks and all these different things.
Last question. When I was young, the recruiters used to try to get me to come into the military, and my dad would always scare them off. My father did not want me going into the military at all. He didn't want my older brother going in, but he ended up going in. Would you think the military is good for your kids? Or since you did 13 years in there, what is your whole take on the military for a young person coming out of high school now?
Yeah, go do it. I mean, we don't have a lot of opportunities out here. What are you going to do? College is expensive. We don't have quality jobs, so parents not going to pay for you to go to college unless you are a straight A student. You get scholarships and everything. Then you're still going to have to pay for room and board and everything. But I mean, if you don't have opportunities, don't be scared, just go for it. My kids, if they want to go to the military, go. I just tell my children, be the best at whatever it is you're going to be, because I don't want you embarrassing our family.
Yeah, it seems like we're deploying our soldiers all over the world. There's always a conflict. That's the thing that concerns me, of sending our young people into conflict, and half the time these conflicts aren't really our business,
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
There was a young lady who came to LA from Arkansas, and she was murdered down the street from our office. That conflict had nothing to do with her, and so if you're gonna take your chance at somewhere that's the best gonna benefit you. Take your chance doing something that you want to do. You never know what's gonna happen. You can walk outside and get hit by a bus, or you can get killed in Iraq. And the fact of the matter is, one day everybody's gonna die. So die however you want to. Die living your best life.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.